This 26 Sports and CCTV high school basketball presentation is presented by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
All right. Start of the fourth quarter with the Vikings holding a 20-point lead. Gaylord knocked 3 points off the lead there for that quarter, Jason. But the Vikings are in control here as we head into the fourth quarter.
The first quarter, Gaylord scored 8. Then they put up 5, and they really only scored 9 that quarter. But it seemed like a little more because
the
got
Vikings
some
only
easy
hit
shots.
6.
Yeah.
The Vikings had a lot of good looks. Just tough start to the quarter. Didn't get much to go in. They kind of backed off on their pressure defense a little bit, I think, with this big lead and also playing last night.
Yeah, so 16 seconds into the quarter, Gaylord was forced to call a timeout. Good defense by Cadillac there.
Yeah, while we're in timeout, hope everybody we got another player profile. Go ahead, Jason.
I do. This is our last one for tonight, and we are highlighting Katie Bartman. Katie is the daughter of Michelle and David Bartman with a brother, Jacob. Katie plays soccer. She enjoys spending time outdoors with her family and in her free time, as well as participating in volunteering through National Honor Society. Her favorite professional athletes are Heather O'Reilly and Draymond Green. In the future, she plans to attend Grand Valley, possibly play some club soccer, and major in psychology, and pursue a career in forensic psychology. So, Katie Bartman, congratulations.
This is the Blue Devils with the ball. A little screen and roll right there is going to result in 2 free throws for Mackenzie Wilkie off of a really nice pass. I think that was from Rebecca Ross. Wilkie's first trip to the line tonight. And that follows on McKenna Bryant, just her first.
Cadillac has quite a few more fouls this quarter, but, it's just kind of the way it goes.
Checking in for the Blue Devils is Gracie Landry. Stepping off the floor will be Kristen Kruger. What's the Vikings playoffs look like, Jason?
They're actually going to be playing the winner.
That's Landry's Wilkie's free throw goes in.
They're going to be playing the winner of Ludington and Big Rapids. So they drove by in the first round. The other 3 teams in their district are Reed City, Benzie Central, and Manistee. So 6 schools. I believe the host school is Benzie.
I don't think you could draw it up any nicer right there. Maddie Drabeck uses the screen, goes to the free throw line, dumps it off, and nice 2-point basket from Michaela Knight. Turnover right there. Gives the ball back to the Vikings. As we see Emily Bond running down to the scorer's table across the floor. She'll be in at the next whistle. Macy Brown doesn't find anything that she likes from the elbow. McKenna Bryant's shot's been a little off here this quarter. She sure didn't miss anything in the first half.
She used them up, I think.
That ball's going to go off the Vikings. We may have an injured player up. No, I think she's up. And we do see Emily Bond coming in right now. She's guarding number 3, Gracie Landry. Kopinski goes baseline. The help defense is a little bit late right there.
Maddie saw her coming, but you almost got to take a couple steps out of that lane to get
you're not going to get the call
no.
underneath the basket. Stepping to the line for 2 free throws, Savannah Kopinski.
She makes the first. Good-looking free throw. So Cadillac still up by 20 with 6:20 to go, now up by 19.
I have her with 4 out of 5 free throws in the game unofficially, Jason.
Yep.
She's got a nice looking shot.
Cadillac, they haven't really shot a lot of free throws, only 5 total tonight. And Gaylord is not fouling very much. They only have one foul with 6 minutes left.
Another foul on the Vikings right there, and that'll send Gaylord to the line.
Macy's going to get another touch one, long ways from the basket. I think that's going to be her fourth foul. I'm sorry.
Fourth. Nope.
Two from 90 feet away, but
this will be Gracie Landry to the line for the 1-and-1.
This is something where Coach Mack can say, hey, what are we going to do if we get in the tight game and Macy's fouled out, or who are we going to put in? And this would be a good time to work on that.
Or do you let her play and let her learn to play with 4 with the idea of you can't get the 5th girl?
Looks like he's going with that. Let her play.
Gracie goes 1 for 2, and here are the Vikings on the offense as we see Molly get them in their offensive set. There's a nice screen and roll look. Again, that pass is a little bit off from Maddie Drabeck. Goes out of bounds to the Blue Devils. The Vikings just have not had that same fire on the offensive end here this whole second half, Jason.
No,
they just seem a step slow even.
And part of that is they're not hitting as many threes, and they really kind of throws them off when they don't hit those shots.
As we see Gopinski with her second 3 of the ball game. She now has 16 points on the night. And that cuts the lead just to 15 points. I think this is as close as Gaylord's been in a while.
Yeah, they're going to get a hold on Kapinski, I think, here.
That'll just be the second team foul, so the Vikings are going to get it out of bounds on the side right here. Anderson gets the Vikings in there, 1-4 set. Emily Bond doesn't like what she sees. She swings it back to this side of the floor. Emily crosses over, penetrates, finds Macy. And the Vikings finally hit a 3 this half. Second one, maybe?
Second one, yeah, but Livy Meyer hit one earlier.
That was off the pass from Macy Brown right there as Macy and Molly do a little 2-person act right there to get that 3-point shot. Harding with it. She sends it to Landry. Comes back to Harding. She's looking inside. She finds Kapinski, who's having a really nice game here tonight. Finds it back to Harding.
Good rebound by Macy. That's kind of where you just kind of let her go because she's out of control.
Yeah, that's a tough runner right there. I think she might have been better to kick that to the corner to find Gopinski because she was standing there wide open. Macy Brown with it up top. She finds Drabeck. She falls pretty hard right there. She looks all right. She's going to, I think, get 2 free throws out of that. Jason and I have a visitor up here. Who do we got with us, Jason?
This is Banning McMahon right here.
Okay. And how old is Banning?
I'm not sure, but he's gone. So
he came up to say a quick hello, and he can't be about maybe 4 years old, and off he went.
Banning's dad does the announcing down there. So
that is good right there on the first attempt from Drabeck.
They gave her a shooting foul in that.
They did, yep. Checking in for the Vikings was Cody Holly.
And Katie Bartman now comes in for Maddie Drabeck, so good job by Maddie.
She drained both of those. Katie was just our player profile here a few minutes ago. Just under 4 minutes ago, the Vikings with a 20-point lead over the Gaylord Blue Devils here on 26 Sports and CCTV. And they've had a pretty comfortable lead since early in the game, really almost the end of the first half, as they came out on fire. We see a nice basket right there from Wilkie. Off the assist from Kapinski.
That's a tough shot, about a 8-footer on the side. You can't use the backboard, and she did a good job.
McKenzie has 5 points in the game all this half. Cody Holly with it up top. she had the right idea. McKenna Bryant had a backdoor option, and how about that steal right there and going coast to coast?
Yeah, she's
Riley Harding.
Riley Harding's she's a tough player. She plays physical, and if you have the ball around her, you better have two hands on it.
And that's a play that Katie Bartman doesn't want to pick up that foul right there. Just let her go.
Or if you are going to foul,
you got to foul a little more physical than that. So that'll send Harding to the free throw line. She gets credit for the basket. And that's off. McKenna Bryant with the rebound.
So 3 minutes left. Cadillac has a 16-point lead.
Bartman uses the screen from Brown. Kicks it right back to her on the give and go. And Macy throws up a shot off the high glass and gets it to go. She's got a nice smile on her face coming down the floor after that bounce and shot.
You know, that's one. Probably should have called a foul if it had been a closer game. But they let her play a little bit. Macy was strong enough to finish.
We see a good three-point look right there from Gracie Landry off a nice pass from Harding. She does not complete it. Back come the Vikings. Bryant goes behind her back, squeezes through, almost gets a rebound from her knees. Good hustle from Gaylord's number 11. Again, Rebecca Ross.
Hey, Cadillac's got a chance to go on a break here, but kind of looks like a circus.
Yeah, it's a little sloppy here in the last few possessions. Vikings slow it down, get back in their offense. Cody Holly sets a screen for McKenna Bryant. It goes to Bartman. She gets another screen from Holly. Swings to our side. McKenna's going to use the screens.
Yeah, McKenna struggled.
We got a timeout, Jason.
McKenna struggled from the three in the second half. It's a tale of two shots between the first and second half.
Yeah, we're going to see number 15 checking in for the Vikings, Olivia Meyer. And there were 3 or 4 Blue Devil players getting set to check in, which is, I think, why Coach Hamilla called that timeout. He wants to get players in. Well, another stretch of crazy weather here in northern Michigan.
Yeah.
You know, Cadillac's decides to have school today on President's Weekend.
Yep,
it's always been, a teacher in-service program, but with all the snow days and the potential to add days to the school year, the Vikings threw one in, and I think the girls have handled that pretty well.
Yeah, and a lot of schools are going to have to do something like that, and otherwise they're forced to make them up at the end, and it's just things you do to try to handle it.
Jason and I both teach. I'm down at Pine River, and we've had 14 snow days, but I know our neighbor just a little bit to the south, Big Rapids, is over 20.
Yep, and it's one of those things where just a decision to do it, and that's the way the year's been.
So here we go with the clock wrong up there as it shows 1 second, and they'll get that reset now. I think they inbounded the ball before the scorers had reset from the timeout clock.
Yep, and
that happens.
It's kind of an automatic thing. The clock is scheduled to run the entire time.
So if things are right now, it looks like we got 1:30. They might take a couple of seconds off that clock. Yep. I can't imagine that they will.
We'll blame Kip Damgard down there.
Yeah, I blame
he pushed
him.
A button.
And Katie Bartman with a steal on the inbounds right there as she wrestles it away from Jazz Hagenbach.
So Coach Mack decided to let Macy play, and she's the lone starter out there. I guess Livy Meyer's out there too. But Macy with 4 fouls.
Bartman with a little stop and go action on the baseline is unable to finish it as we see Hagenbach with that rebound. Right here is Gracie Landry. Out here for Gaylord also is number 33. That's her with the ball, Lily Schrader. She looks inside for Rachel Klapadlo. Yeah. Sorry, Rachel, if I got your name wrong.
Emily Vaughn did a good job knocking it away. Macy Brown ended up with it.
Also out on the floor is Rowan Johnson. She wears number 50 for Gaylord. She's guarding Macy Brown right now.
So Cadillac is going to end up with the W here tonight, and that puts them at 13-1. It's going to be 8-0 in the conference. Gaylord, on the other hand, will drop to 7-6. Sorry, 6-7, and they will be 3-4 in the conference.
Vikings content to just dribble it out of bounds. And just as we say that, Gaylord jumps in the passing lane. Unable to hold on to that. Lily Schrader, and it will stay with the Vikings with about 7 seconds to go here.
Yep, and now as you said, Dan, Cadillac is going to play home against Traverse City West on February 19th next week. Should be a good game for that.
Yeah, I think Eric Baker's going to do that game with me that night. Jason, I know you're unavailable. Wish you could be here, but we understand. So that's our final score, 51-33. Jason and I will be back in a moment with a little recap of tonight's ball game.